And point number 8, contentment. 1 Timothy 6:6. 1 Timothy 6:6. See, the word has a system, and the system of the word is such that more is never enough. The more you get, the more you must have. And the more you have, the more you must get. And the more you get, the more you must have. It's a vicious cycle of continuous pursuit, and we are always chasing and we are always looking for more. But 1 Timothy 6:6 says, now godliness with contentment is what? Great gain. See, you need to steady your life. Come to a place of stability where you understand that contentment with godliness is great gain. That is what empowers people who have less than what other people have, and yet they are so joyful with what they have, and they walk in a sense of gratitude to God for what they have. You have many people who don't even have half of what you have, but they still envy you. Are you with me now? They have more than you, but they still envy you. They are paid more than you, but they still envy you. Because they don't understand how you have learned to be content with whatever you have. Now, there's this scripture that a lot of time we misinterpret. Philippians 4, let's start from 11. Philippians 4:11. Now, this is Paul speaking. It says, not that I speak in regard to need, for I have learned whatever state I am to be content. What has Paul learned? Whatever state he's in, to be what? Content. He says, I have learned. Nobody is born to be automatically content. You need to learn to be content. He says, I have learned. The apostle is speaking. I have learned to be content. Next verse. It says, I know how to be abased, and I know how to abound. In other words, I know how to have little, and I know how to have much. Then it says, everywhere and in all things, I have learned both to be full and to be hungry, both to abound and to suffer need. Then look at what the 13 says. Can we read that one together now? All right. Now, this is what we like to quote a lot. But if you attend the Nehemiah Academy, we will teach you that in proper biblical interpretation, you don't just pick a verse and start running with it. You need to situate that verse in the context of the scripture. So that you read from the pretext, you do the context, you do post-text to be able to properly interpret what the scripture is saying. Now, if you read this alone, Philippians 4:13, it says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. The King James says, through Christ which strengthens me. And now people will say, because of this scripture, I can do all things. Are you sure you can do all things? Can you be a barber, a photographer, a teacher, a pastor, a footballer at the same time? Therefore, you can't do all things. Now, if it is true that you can't do all things, what is the Bible saying here? That is why we started from 11. Paul is speaking. He says, I have learned to abase and I have learned to abound. I have learned to be full and I have learned to be hungry. He says, I have learned how to thrive when I have, and I have learned how to thrive when I don't even have. Then he says, I can do all things. In other words, I can survive when I am full, and I can also survive when I have nothing. So the all things Paul is speaking about is in relation to being abased and abounding. Are you following me now? And that is the lesson he was teaching on contentment. The ability to be hungry and still be content. And look, God bless our mothers. Yeah. Some of us grew up in those homes, compound houses. See, you see mothers who are going through life, but Saturday morning they are out and they are singing worship like. They are singing some praise. You know what I'm talking about? Those of you, they are just worshiping God. Your mother will be cleaning on a Saturday, and you think she just hit a jackpot. No, she has learned to abound and abase. When we have nothing to eat, nobody will hear our story. Just like when we have a lot to eat, nobody hears our story. You can't go around, and as soon as you are going through difficult situations, you must be the one who is crying to everybody and letting everybody know, I'm dying. No, learn to abound and abase. Now, if we tell you one food I dislike with a passion is sausage. I banned it in my house, but my son says it's a lie. Oh. Hey, he says it's a sausage. That is what he will eat. And the reason why I have banned it for myself, it has nothing to do with nutritional. That's not my problem. There was a season in my life, in our lives growing up, where the only meat we could afford was sausage. So I told my wife, all the sausage I need in my life, I've already eaten it. Don't come and give me any more sausage. Where's my sister? Where's my man? She doesn't eat beans. Yeah, those of you are close to her, you know. She doesn't eat beans. Oh. Not because if she eats beans, like nothing. One day during our day, they have given money to somebody to buy food on the way for her, for our day. The person went to buy gobe. From that day till today, she doesn't even want to see it. She doesn't want to. But in all those seasons, we mastered how to abound and abase. Nobody ever had, ever. I've told you, when the Lord asked me to come full-time, into full-time ministry, you know, the system shifted suddenly. Even the air I was breathing changed. Because when you are working, 20th, so the alert has come. And the alert usually comes around 4 p.m. in the office. So our working and everything changes. Then like 1 week later, they load Tom card. That's the card we used to buy for. I remember those days, even the Tom card alone is what we used to buy provisions. So buy the provisions for the whole month, Tom card. Then God says, come full time. Then you come full time. The salary is not assured. Because at that time, our membership in this church was not even up to 50 people. Your offering, nothing. So you can't rely on the human beings to know. But I'll come and preach powerfully. Pray for people who are sharing testimonies of breakthroughs. Then we'll go home. I'll look at my wife's face. We have learned how to abound and abase. There is nobody in this church who can tell me or who can say that at that time I ever asked them for money. They never even heard this. In fact, sometimes when I say these things, Pastor Michael and Co. say, you should have told us. You should have would have brought you bags of rice. And I said, sir, it's not your business. We have learned how to abound and abase. Am I talking to somebody now? Contentment with godliness is great gain. If you don't master it, listen, if you don't master it, there's nothing you will get in this life which will be enough for you. Nothing we give you ever will be enough. No amount of salary they ever give you. Because you see, you'll be driven more by greed than by your need. And when greed is driving a man, there's nothing you give him that is enough for him. Yeah. When greed is driving a woman, you think it is love. So you realize that it is love of the car. So when a bigger car comes, the love will transition. So are you seeing somebody? You say, no, I'm not married. I'm not married. The question is, are you seeing somebody? This is answering another question. Are you with me now? Look at somebody's face as if you want to threaten them. Say, learn to abound and learn to abase. Master it. Master it. Master it. See, when you do, you can do a lot with little. You can do a lot with little. In this ministry, the kind of things we are able to do with very little, people come from far away to come and ask, how do you do this? Some of them think, also, they think we are millionaires. And I tell them, it is wisdom and grace and contentment that has taught us. So the things you are dying to get, God just brings it because we have learned to abound and just abase like that. Are you following me now? Yeah. Master it. Take charge of it. Learn it. Paul said, I learned. It's something you must learn. You can learn it. That once you do that, you are not moved by what another person is doing. We thank God for their lives. We bless God for their testimonies, but we are focused on what we are doing. Are you with me now? We thank God that you just got a new job and they are paying you 20,000 cedis. Wow, what a blessing. But I'm too focused on what I'm doing. Thank God that your husband just opened a new shop for you and stocked it. Thank God that you even invited me to be part of the opening ceremony. Thank God for your life. But I'm too focused on what I am doing. I cannot be moved. The problem with a lot of people is that because we haven't mastered contentment, whatever somebody else does triggers us. And we begin to see God's faithfulness in the light of what he has done for somebody he hasn't done for us. So we say, God did this for me. Why? God, why? Am I not one of your children? D for the bank. D. Yeah. Because we don't get it. We contentment with godliness. Yesterday, did you see Pastor Franklin and Sarah's wedding? Abba. Yeah, wedding. You eat cake. You happen. You go if you. Agbena. And I was telling Apostle Phil whilst the wedding was going on. Charlie, close your ears. I was telling Apostle Phil, said, this is the kind of wedding I should have done. Say, yeah, this is the kind of wedding I should have done. All them jollof they ate, the chicken, and camerio, and investment, dodo asase, contentment. I've said it many times, and when I say you laugh, I said the reason why many of you are not married is the kind of wedding you are looking for. Is the kind of wedding. You are looking for Cinderella wedding. Cinderella wedding. Snow White wedding. Rapunzel wedding. Esmeralda wedding. You have some highfalutin ideas. You know, the kind of dress you want. You know, and do you know the dress you wear it only once? So? The kind of dress in your mind, imagery. You want to walk down the aisle with some petals and contentment with godliness is great gain. Learn to abound and abase. When we have, we are glorious to God. When we don't have, we are still glorious to God. When we have, we bless his name. When we don't have, we still bless his name. When we have, we are singing and we are worshiping. When we don't have, we are still singing and we are worshiping. Our praise will not be predicated on what we think he has done for us. So that when we receive a testimony, that's when we sing the most. When the testimony is not coming, then we stop singing. Are you with me now? Many ruin their own lives chasing what God never assigned for them. They ruin their own lives chasing things God didn't give to them because they failed to be content. They just saw what somebody else has and they thought, I must have it too. I deserve it too. Look at me. Don't I deserve it? Soft life. You know where you are coming from. Mamia, you know where you are coming from. Eno sewa. Udo hon beboda dabafui. Kai with you. Am I talking to somebody now? See, you're saying Satya. There are people where they are coming from. Oh, unless they don't cough, it is provided. Thank God for them. But until we get to that place, we will learn to abound and abase. Paul said, I can do all things because I have mastered the art of abounding and abasing. If you don't remember anything at all from this whole series we have been doing so far, one thing you must remember is that I have to learn to abound and abase. Close your eyes, begin to pray to the Lord to help you. Pray to God to help you.